So, do you want to learn English? I think I can help you with that. Let's have a little chat. Do you want to learn English but have no idea where to start? Or you have already started but are struggling to improve your English? Let's talk about it in this video. Let's get started. So in this video, I want to give you some very useful tips on how you can start learning English and also how you can improve your English if you have already started but are struggling to make progress. We will be focusing on 4 major things that you must do every day if you want to learn and improve your English faster. These are the things that I did in order to become fluent in English, and so I want to share them with you so that you can apply them and hopefully you will get good results like I did. So when I say that I want to help you learn English, I don't mean to speak English only. What I mean is I want you to be able to speak English, read English, write in English, and understand spoken English, okay? So in order to do that, the very first thing that I want you to focus on is study English grammar and learn new vocabulary, okay? Study English grammar and learn new vocabulary. It's very important. If you want to learn to speak English, write English, read English, grammar is important. So for me, learning English grammar at school was very important. Why? Because it gave me the understanding of basic sentence structures and verb tenses. A simple sentence structure would be subject, verb, object. She is a doctor. Subject, verb, object. I would learn the most common verbs in English. Like I would have like a long list of the most common verbs in English, and I would also learn how to conjugate them in the past, present, and future. For instance, the verb to be: was, were, past, simple past, okay? Was, were. Is, are, present, simple present, okay? Will be, going to be, future tenses, okay? Then I would write simple English sentences using the verb tenses and the new vocabulary that I have learned. The reason why this was important is because when I started speaking and writing in English, I did not make lots of grammar mistakes. Why? Because I had a good understanding of the basic grammar and stuff. Because I know a lot of people would say things like, I go to school yesterday. Why? Because they did not study grammar, okay? It's very important. I don't remember ever making these kind of mistakes. Why? Because I had a good understanding of basic English grammar. It's key. If you are a complete beginner, I would advise you to learn new vocabularies by watching videos made for kids and also by reading simple stories, okay? Keep it simple. You are a beginner, so you have to watch things that a beginner watches. So start with simple stuff. Simple, easy to read stories for kids, okay? They are very easy to read and understand. Why? Simply because they are made for kids. They are meant for kids. This is a very good way to acquire new vocabulary. And this is the first step. This is the first thing that you must do every day to learn and improve your English much faster. So the second thing that I would recommend if you want to learn and improve your English faster is watch TV programs and cartoons for kids. The cartoons that I would recommend are Peppa Pig, PJ Masks, Paw Patrol. These 3, if you watch them every day, you will learn so much. Like, you will improve your listening skills, your understanding. You will learn so many new words. I mean, it's amazing. These are the ones that I watch until today. Okay, and I'm always learning new words, which is pretty cool. You can find these on YouTube and on Netflix as well. You can also find TV programs for kids on Netflix if you have a Netflix account. Yeah. By watching these cartoons and TV programs in English, not in your own language, okay? Don't forget. Don't watch them in your own language. Watch them in English. So when you do that, you will be able to learn new vocabularies much quicker. Why? They use simple sentence structures and they are very easy to understand, and they also use very simple words, okay, which makes it a lot easier to understand. By doing this, you will learn new words. You will learn how those words are pronounced by native speakers, and you will also learn how to pronounce them yourself, which is amazing. And on top of that, you will also practice your listening skills, which is very important if you want to understand spoken English. I would suggest that you watch with subtitles on, as this will allow you to be able to see how the words are written, which will in turn help your written English. So at this stage, watching programs in English that are easy to understand is a very powerful thing that will make a difference. So how do you do it? Say you are watching Peppa Pig and you know zero English. One thing that I did when I was getting started was I would have a book, a notebook, where I would write every word, every expression that I didn't know, okay? Which was everything basically. If you are a beginner, if you know zero English, then you have to keep a book where you write every single word, every single expression that are being used. And then I would research the meaning of these words and expressions, and then you will build it up from there. What I would also do is come up with example sentences using the words and expressions that I have learned. Very good, very powerful. And you can do the same thing. So another thing that you can do to improve your English and learn much faster is to listen to podcasts and music. Simple music, okay, and podcasts that are easy to understand. Don't go for, the advanced level stuff, where they speak like really fast and you cannot understand a thing, okay? Stick with simple stuff. I use podcasts to practice my listening skills. Even though I did not understand what the people in it were saying, I would still listen to them because it would help me to understand, to get used to how people speak in real life, okay? Don't worry if you do not understand anything. The goal again is for your ears to get used to listening to English, how it is spoken on a daily basis, okay? So don't worry about that. And music is good. You can learn new words, expression, slang words and stuff like that. But as a beginner, again, focus more on easy stuff, okay? And then you build it up, okay? So start from the basic, simple stuff. And then as you improve, you will then move on to, harder stuff, challenging stuff. Because as a beginner, I know that I wanted to be able to understand movies and songs and TV like that really quickly, but it's not gonna happen overnight, okay? It will take time. You have to put in the work. You have to work hard. You must stay in your lane, which means, say you're a beginner and you want to be able to watch The Big Bang Theory. It's a TV show, an American TV show. You will not understand. And then what will happen is you will get discouraged, which is not cool. Okay, so stay in your lane. Practicing your listening skills is a must, because in order to communicate with other people in English, you have to be able to understand what they say. For instance, when I moved to England, I could speak English, but the accent here, the way that they speak is so different. I mean, I wasn't used to listening to how they talk around here. So I struggled a lot, okay? But then over time, the more I listened to them speak, the easier it got. And today, it's not as hard to understand. But in the beginning, it was really hard. Why? Because I wasn't used to listening to how they speak in this part of England, okay? So it's about practice, okay? It takes time. You need to practice. Practice makes perfect. So if you are not good at understanding what people are saying, then you will have a hard time having a conversation because they will speak and you will not understand, which is not cool. Remember, it's crucial, it's critical that you practice everything that I've mentioned in this video every day. Even if you practice for like half an hour every day, make it a habit, make it fun. It will work for you. Another thing that you have to do every day is speak English find people to speak English with. For me, if you want to be able to speak English faster, you have to speak English. There's no other way. So when I started learning English, I didn't have no one to speak to. So what I was doing was watching TV, listening to music, and simple things like that. But my spoken English was rubbish, completely rubbish. Why? Because when I started talking to people, I realized that my spoken English wasn't very good. Although I had a good understanding of grammar and my vocabulary was good, my spoken English wasn't as good. Why? Because I was not used to speaking in English, But once I started talking to people regularly, it just changed. I made so much progress. Like, I became much more fluent once I started talking to people every day on a regular basis. It doesn't matter if you learn new vocabularies, if your listening is good, if your writing is good. If you don't speak, you will not be able to improve your speaking, okay? It's a must. Speaking English is a must. So having people to speak English with online was a real game changer for me. It changed everything. So once you have become confident with your grammar and you have acquired new vocabularies, once all of these are in place, you can start talking to people. You can start having conversations with people. What I did was I found people online to speak with and I started talking to them regularly, and it made a big difference. And I would encourage you to do the same. Sometimes we would talk over voice calls and also typing, which helps me improve my writing. So finding someone to speak with and practice your English conversation skills is a very good way to put into practice everything that you have learned from tip 1, okay? Very important. It's when everything comes together, okay? And then it's your time to show off what you have learned. It is very important that you understand that it doesn't matter how many videos you watch on how to learn English. If you do not apply these tips, you will not learn. Not a chance. You will not learn. You have to apply these tips. You must apply them. If you make learning English a habit, it will be so much fun and you will learn much, much faster. So, what are you waiting for? Start applying these tips today. If you really want to learn English, nothing can stop you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.